Hi everyone. Today I'm going to share with you a very exciting challenge. These young people will be playing a super fun challenge and they'll be split into two teams. But before we get into the video, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video a like. The Beta Squad team will take on a thrilling challenge where they must pass through a hole in a wall. If someone successfully gets through, their team earns a point. But if they fail, the wall will drop them into water. The first team is called DLCD, led by Chunks. The second team is DLKD, led by Kenny. And now, the competition begins. Let's see who will win. What about you? Who do you think will be the winners? Let us know in the comments. Round 1 is solo shapes. The first player to compete is Sharky, representing Team DLCD. At first, when Sharky sees the wall, he gets really scared. The wall starts moving toward him very slowly, and he needs to pass through the hole in it. But as the wall approaches, it ends up knocking him into the water. That's how Sharky fails the challenge. The second contestant will be Kenny from Team DLKD. He's very energetic. Do you think he'll win? Kenny is also really funny. As the wall approaches, he does a little confident dance, but in the end, he fails the challenge and misses the chance to score. Keep in mind, both teams still have 0 points. It's 0-0. Niko is the third contestant in the first round of the challenge. Will he be the first one to score? As the wall comes closer, he shows off a bit, saying, "This is easy," but he ends up failing too, and the wall throws him into the water. AJ is the fourth contestant, and he looks very likely to win. The wall moves toward him while his teammates cheer him on. In the end, he succeeds. That's how Team DLCD, led by Chunks, earns the very first point. Chunks was the next contestant, receiving wild support from his friends. He entered the challenge and was faced with a very tricky wall shape, so difficult that it even forced him to lie down. In the end, he failed the challenge. Once again, Niko tried to earn the first point for his team, but it didn't happen. He failed and fell into the water. Then Kenny said, "I'm going to bring the win," and confidently walked toward the wall with joy. But no matter how hard he tried to fit through the hole, he failed again and fell badly into the water. After struggling in the water for a while, Kenny called out to his teammate Niko for help. Niko, who was also panicking, jumped in to help but ended up falling into the water himself and started sinking too. Their opponent Sharky from the other team tried to offer help, but Chunks pushed him into the water while laughing. A few moments later, they all managed to get out of the water. Remember, Team Chunks and his friends are still leading the competition. They wanted to extend their lead to secure the win. Sharky tried to be the hero and score another point for his team. A very difficult wall came toward him, and he tried his best to get through it, but unfortunately, he failed. Kenny tried again to win, but sadly, he also fell into the water and his teammates had to help him out. Still, Kenny didn't give up. He said, "I have to win," and returned to the stage once more. As the wall approached, he danced confidently. But what happened next? The wall dropped right on top of him, and Kenny failed again. The others told Chunks, "It's your turn now." Reluctantly, Chunks stepped up. But as soon as he saw the wall, he looked discouraged. It seemed almost impossible to get through. And sure enough, he failed too. Then Niko said, "Just trust me, I'll get the first point for my team." But suddenly the wall looked like a tree trunk, which really surprised Niko. And in the end, he also failed to pass through. It's now time for the second round, called Team Shapes. And it's the most exciting round of all. In this round, the entire team plays at once, working together to face the wall and try to pass through it. First up is Team DLCD, led by Chunks and his teammates. The wall appears, and it looks very easy. Chunks and his teammates carefully prepare and move toward it. Just as they're about to succeed, their teammate, Sharky, falls into the water. That means even if the other two make it through, the team doesn't succeed. And that's exactly what happens. Now it's Niko and his teammates' turn. They're aiming to score their first point and look confident since they're only two players, which makes it easier to fit through. The wall moves toward them, and they succeed. They score their first point. Niko and his teammate Kenny go again, trying to take the lead. But this time, the wall looks extremely tricky and almost impossible to pass through. It happens. Both of them fail and fall into the water together. Chunks and Sharky are up again. They're nervous, afraid that the wall might be difficult, and it is. Chunks even changes the wall shape to pick one he thinks might be easier. As the wall approaches, Chunks' head doesn't fit through, and both he and Sharky fall into the water again. Now it's Niko and Kenny's turn once more. Will they become the winners? The wall is not easy this time, but they manage to pass through. However, part of the wall breaks during the challenge. Because of that, they don't receive a point. Chunks and his teammates say, "Let's take advantage of the chance they missed." And they do. They succeed in their attempt and earn half a point, 0.5. That's how they take the lead in the challenge. Finally, we've reached the final round, called Team Trivia, the round that will decide who becomes the ultimate champions. Let's begin this exciting and intense round. Who will be the winner? Team Red or Team Blue? This time the challenge is tough. You'll need to break through a difficult wall. Team Red starts first. A wall appears with two numbers written on it, 3 and 2. The team must choose one hole to pass through together. They all decide to go through hole number 3 as a team and manage to get through. They earn 1 point for breaking through the hole. Now it's Niko and his teammates. Turn on the stage. Will they succeed? A wall appears with the numbers 27 and 29. They successfully pass through and earn 1 point. They face another challenge and another wall. If they earn 1 more point, they will take the lead. The wall approaches and they decide to pass through carefully. Niko uses his teammate's head to help pierce through the wall, and they succeed. They now take the lead in the challenge. It all comes down to this final chance. Chunks and his team have the last opportunity. If they fail, they lose. If they succeed, they win. Let's see who becomes the winner. Team Red or Team Blue? Chunks and his teammates step forward as the wall moves toward them. Will they make it? They look like they're going to succeed. And finally, they do. They win the challenge and become the champions. They celebrate joyfully. AJ and Sharky even jump into the water in celebration. And with that, the intense and thrilling challenge comes to an end. Do you think Chunks and his team deserve the win? They won the 3-part competition fair and square. If you're new to the channel, join us by hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to like and share the video. Thanks for watching.